hopefully we have people that are still subscribers.
We got 32.
Yeah. But the problem is some unsubscribed.
Yeah, so
it's messed up. Guys, don't listen to Jeremy. He tells you to unsubscribe. He's lying.
In order to motivate you, this goes for you guys. If you guys are subscribers, I am going to put something on the table that if you, the first person to unsubscribe, this is yours to keep. It is my wallet.
That's actually my wallet.
Oh, no.
We have the same wallet. Alright, he's just kidding, viewers. Subscribe, stay subscribed, tell your friends. Jay, Rich, and Jerry, we're here with you. Trail Whispers podcast on a Thursday afternoon. Fun stories, chiropractic care. Life's an open book, so sit back in your chair. We're walking down the trail of life, so come along with Trail Whispers podcast. You can't go wrong.
You never know.
All right.
We're going to give away all of our stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Trail Whispers podcast. This is episode 21. We filmed the real episode 21 last week, and I ran out of storage on my phone. It was a tough lesson to learn, and it was probably the best episode we've ever done. We're not lying to you. It's not just something you say.
In the comments, whoever guesses what's in here will get a box of cheese balls from Walmart.
Ooh. A box of cheese balls from Walmart. So
if you can guess what that is. If you can guess what's in here.
We've got the kids with us this week. They are on summer break, and so I told them they could join us for the first little bit of the podcast. So
No, the whole thing. The whole thing.
You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Okay, I'm Noah. I'm Ella. I'm Jonah.
Why don't you guys say how old you are, and then...
What's your favorite color? We're all Jay Rich's kids.
How about, like, your favorite thing to do, or favorite, thing to do outside?
Okay. My name is Noah. I'm 11, and I like to ride my skateboard.
Talk loud. You gotta talk. Talk loud.
My name is Ella, and I am 6, and I like riding my Jeep.
Your Jeep.
Joe?
I'm Jonah, and they call me Joe sometimes, so that's my nickname. And I'm 9, and I like to play basketball outside.
There you
or
go.
Play catch with the baseball, or hit the baseball or something.
What about our new favorite pastime that we discovered yesterday afternoon? Do you guys remember what we did yesterday afternoon?
No. I don't. Wait.
You don't remember?
What did we do yesterday? Wait, what was yesterday?
Okay,
Sunday?
I'll give you a hint. Thomas Doxey.
Oh, yeah. He was born in 1742. Thomas Doxey.
And he fought in the...
Revolutionary War.
How do we know him?
Because we went to the graveyard and saw our grandpa's thingy, whatever it's called. And then we just went around to find the oldest one. Yeah, we went to see the oldest one. It was like...
1742.
In Massillon, 1742. One of the first champions.
One of the first champions.
I'll drink to that.
To champions.
To champions. Are you guys champions?
Yes.
Yes.
This is empty.
To champions?
Yeah, so they wanted... So we were in there.
This is empty.
Alright, now Ella wants cheers, too. To
another
champions.
champion.
Another champion is among us. So, we...
To the champions. You said
Well, this one's I have to bump the water bottle on the butt.
So basically what happened is we were on the way home yesterday, and Ella was like, can we see Grandpa's gravestone or something? I forget what you asked. Grandpa's gravestone. And I was like, I don't know. Do you guys want to do that? And they're like, yeah. And so we go there and, just saw my dad's tombstone, whatever. And then they started walking and started looking. They were like, this guy was born in 1940. Wow. And they kept going like, this guy was born in 1901. This guy's born in 1884. This guy was born in...
Wow.
1801.
Yeah, and so then we went up on top of the hill, and what did we do? What everyone should do.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Of the United States of America.
To the Republic. but rich and sense.
One nation,
under
under
God.
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Christian flag.
I don't know it.
Oh, better learn before Bible school. You get some extra points.
You do?
Yeah, so they were running around just like, this guy died in, this guy was born in this age. But some of them, remember, some of them had no...
Yeah, nothing. And it was literally like the original one where it's like goes up like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's
So
nothing.
they were probably born
Nothing.
before 1742.
That's unbelievable.
Maybe the 1782 sailed.
What was the funniest
St.
saying
Columbus.
on a gravestone that you saw?
With someone named Ella.
Son.
It was just
It
a...
just said sun.
It's just a,
Yeah.
a square
Oh.
rock on the ground that
It
said
said
sun.
sun.
And
there
then
was one
next
that
to it
said
said
father.
father and then mother.
Kind of creepy.
Wow, that's wild.
No name, no like born this date, whatever.
There was one named Ella.
So here's a question I have for you guys, and I'm sure Jeremy will have questions. One at a time. We'll start Jonah and we'll go Ella. If I gave you $200, it's a lot of money,
I already have.
right?
Basically.
No, you don't. You bought a toy lightsaber. Jonah, watch my lightsaber for me. Anyways, hold my saber. That's what he yells out across the yard. Hold my saber. They got toy lightsabers.
Ooh,
So
pretty legit.
here's the question:
Comment below.
$200.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Comment below if you are a Star Wars fan, Harry Potter fan, or Avengers fan.
Ooh,
I never
I'd
really
comment for the Avengers.
What do you like?
Star
He's a
Wars.
Harry Potter guy. He
No,
likes magic.
I'm not allowed to watch Harry Potter. Still
Still
my dad's rule. Okay, so here's the question: if I gave you $200, starting with Jonah, no one else answer, would you spend the night in the cemetery by yourself? $200. You could have a tent and a sleeping bag and a flashlight. That's all you
No.
get.
That's all.
No, I know ghosts aren't real, but it just seems scary. No.
Ella,
Nope, I wouldn't do it.
$200. You have to be all by yourself. I can't be there with you.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay. So I don't believe in like ghosts and junk like that. But I feel like I still want to stay on like by myself in the backyard. Like I feel like I would just
In the backyard or in a cemetery?
I would stay with Jared, Rich, and Jerry.
If we were there,
We could do the podcast
Jerry,
there.
Rich, and Jerry.
we could end up having the podcast in the cemetery. Live! From
Live.
the cemetery of
From the
Massland.
afterlife.
You
Wait,
have to say for yourself.
Ella,
Which-
you look tired. Are you tired?
She's
Alright.
wide awake.
Yeah.
You want some of my coffee?
Hold up,
What
let's
is,
do.
what cemetery?
I don't know what it's called. It's up behind John George's over there.
Oh, yeah. I know where you're at.
So.
Hold up, let's do like
I
if you
didn't know
had
where that got
like
buried.
$500, what would you do with it?
Ooh. I got by Star Wars memorabilia.
You just said you like Avengers.
I would buy a hoverboard. Some of these guys, pack of sports cards, football, basketball, baseball, and basketball maybe. Yeah.
Here's a question for you guys. If you could either have $500 or you would have a card that you could go to Chick-fil-A every day for a month, which would you rather have?
500.
Well, yeah, 500. Cause my grandma works at Chick-fil-A,
and she just gives us stuff for free.
Yeah, she just goes.
Ballers.
My grandma works at Chick-fil-A.
We're
Yeah.
good. We get free stuff.
Yeah.
That was a bad example. I forgot that grandma works there.
Do you guys consider $500 a lot of money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So much. I could buy
Oh, you
500.
need to share with the listeners about your lemonade stand.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so don't ruin it right away. Let's talk
Here's a
about.
picture. Yeah, does it? No.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's a
Sure,
picture.
you don't have to ask. I'll just do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So,
that was a picture.
We went out there, so and then we.
What was the operation? You set stuff up.
Yeah,
What
so-
happened?
Our first car came and they gave us $10, I think, for a cup of lemonade.
So
and
what was? Let's talk about
the price was only 50 cents.
50 cents.
Nobody paid
And
50
did
cents.
you make signs? Did you have a
Okay,
table?
So okay, let's say
Hang on. Let Noah talk. You just.
this is me. This is Sean.
I didn't know you had diabetes. You've lost your feet and your hand. And
This
your...
is Jonah.
I have a gun.
It's the lemonade stand. Get him.
Where's
So
Ella?
Jonah was standing there.
Oh, this is
She could be baby
this
Yoda.
mystery.
Yeah. Baby Yoda.
No!
Why'd you say it? Fine,
No.
nobody gets cheese balls anymore. No one gets cheese balls.
Jeremy gets cheese balls.
I'm getting cheese balls.
Okay,
We
so
already told you
Ella,
what's in it.
Jonah, me with diabetes. So I had the sign in my hand on the corner.
On the street corner.
People would drive by,
Me and I would switch spots.
and I would say, "Hey, you guys want
I'm just
lemonade?"
sitting in
And then I
Noah's
pointed
backpack.
where it was.
saying
But sometimes they would say, "No, I'm good," and then they would just stick out their hand and give me. Like this one guy gave me 3 $5 bills for free, and I'm like,
Someone over there gave me
Yeah.
$20 for just free.
No.
So basically,
way.
you guys learned how to panhandle.
"Manhand."
I'm sitting in the
And-
back.
Panhandle? No. Panhandling is like what homeless people do. They'll hold up a sign that says like anything helps. Manhandle, I'll tell you when you're older. Anyways, so you guys were making like 15,
Our
20
last-
bucks on the street corner.
Our last car, they had 3 people in it. It was supposed to be they were supposed to give us $1.50, and I heard someone whisper in their car. I heard them whisper like they said, "Give them like $10 or something," and then they gave us $20 for 3 cups of lemonade.
That's crazy.
And that was our last car.
So how much total, how much did you spend on the lemonade stand supplies?
$12.
$12.
Okay.
And what was your profit?
We made $302 in 4 hours. No one actually paid 50 cents for lemonade.
Nobody, even though it was 50 cents. No one did it. The cheapest was like $1.
Wow. And that's how many hours?
4 hours.
4 hours. From the time you bought all the stuff or from the time it was set up?
From the time they set up,
Wow.
right?
That's incredible.
So we had a cooler of ice,
Yep.
and then were you filling the cups or putting the ice in, Ella?
We switched jobs every once in a while. So we had to stop because we ran out of lemonade and cups. So
So you could have kept going beyond 4 hours.
yes.
Yeah, we literally ran out.
You guys
literally
should
said
try
we
to-
wouldn't
We got
run
a
out.
big container like this
Play
big
this on
full
me.
of
So I get
lemonade.
caught up in the schematics.
It was like $5, $6
Wow.
$6.
So I bet if you did that on a Friday and a Saturday,
Yeah, it
you
was
could
Saturday.
make like $500-600.
The 1st, June 1st.
Yeah.
That's the best lemonade stand I've ever heard of.
Yeah, and
too.
we're doing them every month in the summer, so
And then I
you
just
guys want
walk
to come?
Once a month.
Get
Yeah,
my money.
I know. I was actually over by you guys, and I was going to the scrapyard, but I got the message from your dad after I was already back home.
Yo.
I would have just handed you some scrap out of the back of the truck.
Fair trade.
Yeah.
We wouldn't take
You
it.
want to barter?
What's that?
Aluminum for some lemonade.
Barter means trade. All right. So what other questions you got for these guys?
Okay, so tell me the funniest story about your dad.
Alright.
Ooh.
Oh, I know one.
Okay, go for it.
Talk into the microphone here so people can hear you. You can just talk. I'll hold it right. Just let it sit here. Just talk.
So he, what was I gonna
You just said you knew what you were doing.
This is like Sunday school and you raise your hand when you don't really know the answer. And you just say,
Can I go first? Can I go first? I
Joe.
know.
All right, Jonah, go ahead. Just leave it there. You talk about
It's
it.
good.
Maybe some of those fans out there have hearing aids and they need some people to talk a little louder.
Don't bump into the microphone. They'll hear that really loud. All right.
Yeah, they're
Tell a
hearing
story.
it and start whistling.
Tell a story about me.
So,
But it can't be inappropriate.
Is there a lot of inappropriate ones?
Oh, I know one.
Ella has one. I don't
She
hear.
immediately inappropriate. She's like, "Oh, I've got one."
So one time, Daddy was working and like he was like working in the garage and his underwear sticked out and it said champion.
He wears champion underwear.
Yes. That's because he is a champion.
That's right.
I love that
Thank you for
story,
disclosing
Ella.
that information, guys. I appreciate
Comment below
that.
if you were them too.
His underwear always says
We
champion.
don't care how much.
I bought like 3 packs of the same kind, and that's how I do it.
Because you want to remind yourself when you get out of the shower,
Every day,
you're a champion.
you are a champion. They're super comfortable. I really like them.
Hey.
So check them out.
What's your story, Joe?
He doesn't have one. They can't think of anything. They're on the spot.
Who else?
Just put the mic down. We don't want to unplug it or anything. Just leave it there.
So obviously we've had a few weeks out since our last recording. So hopefully we have people that are still subscribers.
We
I
got
don't know.
32.
Yeah. But the problem is some unsubscribed.
One
Yeah.
person
So
did.
It's messed up. Guys,
In
don't
order-
listen to Jeremy. He
in-
tells you to unsubscribe.
In
He's
order
lying.
to motivate you, this goes for you guys. If you guys are subscribers, I am going to put something on the table that if you, the first person to unsubscribe, this is yours to keep. It is my wallet.
That's actually my
Oh
wallet.
no.
We have the same wallet. Alright, he's just kidding, viewers. Subscribe, stay subscribed, tell
Actually,
your
I
friends.
subscribed on my iPad at school, so it's still subscribed.
Nice.
Well, if you want that wallet,
Do you guys actually have the same wallet?
No,
No.
no. I grabbed it off the counter.
He was trying to
earlier.
steal from me.
I was putting it in my pocket so I could give to an
Yeah.
unsubscriber.
So, we went camping. Do you guys want to talk about camping?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, so I have a story.
Hang on.
Stop. You need to stop.
This is the...
So,
Just leave the microphone where it is and just talk.
for those of you who have the hearing aids.
No one has a hearing aid, okay? Just talk normal, Joe.
Okay. So we were camping and it rained a lot, and yeah. So if we would have brought a tent, the tent would have got soaked. But we got a camper for it. Yeah. So we just brought board games when it was raining. Yeah. Why would we just pause? So we brought our bikes because it's a lifesaver. Not the candy, but the real kind.
We didn't actually eat lifesavers.
Well, the wheels are like.
Because we could ride around the campground because
Yeah.
it was a big place.
So yeah, we brought those. We went fishing, and then we ride our bikes to the bathroom, shower, fishing. But the problem is with fishing, you have to carry all the stuff.
So I just had like a bucket with a bunch of fish in it, all flopping around.
When he was driving his bikes, like going crazy.
They were all flopping.
And that was your guys' first time doing it like a big camping
Dude,
trip
it was
like that?
good.
The only problem
It was
is,
good.
The fish.
Oh, the fish fry.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so we brought all the fish back. We probably caught,
Thousands.
no,
Maybe millions.
30 fish probably. But they were small, perch, bluegill. So those don't give you a
Sunfish.
ton of meat,
But
but
we got
Little like bite-sized
Mhm,
pieces.
like
Yeah.
nuggets. So we breaded them. So I did flour, egg wash, and then breadcrumb with Italian seasoning and Parmesan,
If you're a fan
and
of
then
chicken,
fried them in peanut oil.
if you're a fan of chicken nuggets, try fish nuggets. Each sold separately. Batteries not included.
why would batteries be included?
You guys are rascals. So you had a good time overall?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing from camping?
Oh,
Ella, you go first.
Fishing.
Fishing? Joe?
so either.
Sleeping?
So we were at the beach and I picked up a giant rock and splashed it all over Noah's clothes. And I got all of Noah's clothes wet.
That was your favorite thing? Kind of twisted.
Probably
And fishing. I
either
like fishing.
fishing or eating Dave's sunflower seeds.
Oh yeah, we got the sunflower seeds.
Very good.
Did you guys get them where you bought your bait at the bait shop?
No, we
No,
got them on
oh, but if you like to fish, you have to try night crawlers.
They're
They're a whole
jackpot.
other level.
They're actually one of our sponsors today, Night
Yeah,
Crawlers.
night crawlers.
Night crawlers.
They're-
Come get them.
Chop
on.
them in half.
Read the ad about night crawlers. Do you mind?
Yeah, okay.
Batteries are not included. They sell them
Chop the
at
worms in half.
bait shops. Yeah, it says chop them in half.
Batteries are included.
Batteries come with the night crawlers. It's
So
a deal.
what did we do? We were over there fishing. Those Amish kids were using them. You didn't realize they were Amish. I tried to explain it to you. Look, their pants don't have buttons or no zippers, and their haircut was cut with a knife. They're Amish. They both show up riding one bicycle with a wagon behind it. They're Amish, right? So I tried to explain those things, and then I said, take my wallet, the one that Jeremy tried to steal. You guys go across the street to the bait store and get the worms and come back, right?
Yeah. So we had what are they called?
Maggots?
Maggots.
Baby flies.
Yeah, we didn't catch
the way.
anything.
They say they're good.
They're trash. Trash. Trash.
Exclamation mark.
Spell it right there.
Yeah, so we started with maggots, and then we switched over to night crawlers, and they were just killing it on night crawlers.
Comment below if
KILLINGIT. Killing it.
Nice.
Is that how you spell it?
comment below
Champion spelling right.
comment below if you had the new Prime X yet.
Dude, it's good.
It's good.
Me and
Prime
John got
X.
into Prime recently. Not
This
this kind.
you do
Are you
not
guys, are
like.
you guys sponsored by Prime?
Yes.
Prime.
You don't like that Prime. You want the Prime in a bottle, okay?
Okay, what's the difference? Why is Prime X
Because
better than
This will kill you.
it has caffeine,
It's for some coffee, kids.
caffeine, vegan,
That's why your dad likes it.
electrolytes.
Poisonous.
So the Prime X, tell me why you like the Prime X. Tell us
It's
subscribers.
because if you collect all
The
12
of
Prime X,
bottles,
you get
$1
$1
million.
million. That's what it
So you
said
know.
on the back.
You don't get $1 million. You
That's
could
what it said on
probably
the-
enter a contest to win $1 million.
It literally said you get $1 million.
It said, "Welcome to the most iconic Prime X yet."
Yeah, blah 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 blah. blah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
12
But
bottles and you guys are
if you're new
millionaires.
to Prime, if you're like a pro, get Prime X. But if you're new, try Ice Pop. It's good.
Ice Pop?
Ice Pop.
Alright, that's a
Blue
probably
raspberry.
good thing. Our subscribers are probably out there wondering and asking themselves, you know what, I'd really like to know, what would the kids recommend to us for drinks and snacks? 'Cause
ICE.
they probably,
Yeah, if
know,
you
they're probably drinking Ensure and eating like
If
Werther's original
Fig Newtons.
Fig Newtons. Yeah,
Raisin
so
Bran.
you need to tell them, what do the subscribers need to go get?
Okay,
Prime
so
X.
I guess what
It's at Walmart
what
today.
Jeremy's asking is, if you walk into a gas station and I said you can get one drink and one snack,
That's
whatever
what I was
you want.
gonna say.
Talkies, Dave Sunflower Seeds, and Prime.
Ooh, Takis, there we go.
Dude, the hottest one.
The
With
black
the black-
ones,
the black
they have
one.
black
Black.
dust.
Black,
They're
black
so good.
dust.
They literally make your stomach.
I
like
don't
burn.
like them. So
It comes in burn, comes out burn.
Prime, either blue raspberry, lemonade, yeah, and then full size Milky Way.
King
Full
size.
size.
King
Okay,
size,
that's
king
the
size Milky Way.
Okay.
Milky Way is your favorite, huh? I didn't know that. So king size Milky Way and a Prime.
Yep.
You're
Ella.
saying a Taki,
Ella, can you
And
come
the
tell us
Dave's-
what you would get?
sunflowers.
Talkies and Dave Sunflower Seeds, and then for the drink Prime.
Do you want to tell us, Ella?
They actually make a Talkie Dave Sunflower Seeds, so it's mixed together. I saw it.
Really?
Yep.
You should.
I did not. Interesting. That's an interesting mix.
Okay, what would you get, Ella? If you
Interesting combo.
if you could get one drink at a gas station and one snack, what would you get?
Apple juice.
Apple juice.
Ooh, no on the sugar.
You got a king size Milky Way and you're knocking her for apple juice. Okay, go ahead, Ella. So that would be. Do you think you'd get a baby bottle pop? That's one of your favorites, right? Ella also got walkie-talkies. That's what she went and got from the other room. So.
What would you get from a gas station?
Yeah.
Daddy,
Oh.
can you put these in the right way?
Yeah,
Sure.
sugar.
I'd probably get some kind of energy drink.
Like,
And
not
Prime.
Prime. Not Prime.
I mean, I get Prime because they have it on sale. That's why I get it.
Not
I get
this kind of Prime. This Prime kills you, kids.
That's the Prime.
someone
I
at
get.
my grandma's work had a heart attack from that Prime.
Okay,
Were they overweight?
No, you're underweight.
we don't know that. So I would get. Here you go, dear. I would get probably like a.
No.
I'd get the Rockstar iced tea.
Cut this out. Emma, stop. Can you cut this part out?
It's all live. This is already on my worldwide web.
Hold
Sorry,
up.
we're
Can
live streaming right now.
Can you listen to the podcast live?
Yes, we have live listeners. We
For
have
real?
hundreds of people tuned in right now.
It literally said there was 32 views on like all of them.
Tomorrow?
Don't do that to me.
Tomorrow?
Not on my podcast.
And then, but he did this chiropractor one, 5K views. That's insane.
9 subscribers from the chiropractor.
Wait, we have 9 subscribers from the chiropractor
Yeah, just
shorts.
9
Yeah.
subscribers from the chiropractor.
So we need to get that off.
Yeah, get the.
We need to take it down.
Comment below if Jeremy should do one.
Yeah.
At the
Oh, at the chiropractor?
You should get the Widowmaker.
Dude, I told him about the Widowmaker. I get the Widowmaker every 2 weeks. Dude, it's unbelievable. You'll lay there and you'll feel like you're
Can I get the
just
chiropractor?
float into heaven. And he's just gonna do this.
We should go.
Next thing you know, you're just floating.
Can I get a chiropractor?
So,
You just have to use the
guys,
discount code.
we're not letting me finish my
Jeremy, you
break.
should
Oh
learn
yeah,
how to be
it
a
is
chiropractor.
witchcraft.
That's the old one.
What's
the
the
new
new
one? There's a new discount code.
Amish is the first word.
Amish kids,
No.
Amish ones,
Amish ones.
Amish 10,
Okay, we're gonna put these away.
Amish
Nice
5,
people.
No, we
Amish-
don't want these making noise.
Amish
Amish
Jesus.
Sweet, please.
Amish
Yeah.
ants.
Amish hands. Amish
That's an
hands.
actual.
You should make a new
That's
one.
our code, 10%
Oatmeal
off.
cream pie is the new one.
Alright, you guys are gonna be on here for 4 more minutes and then we're gonna stop doing this. So, why don't we finish talking about our gas station snacks?
We did.
Go
Okay.
one more something.
So, I'm getting
Well,
the.
we didn't do our song yet.
What song?
The song, the podcast song.
Oh, are they gonna sing it?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh,
1 and a 2 and 1, 2, 3.
I'm new to the trail whispers and I'm 9 episodes behind. There's these guys, Jay, Rich, and Jerry, they're just talking all the time. It doesn't really fit with me quite right. They don't really like the things I like, but I keep accidentally hitting play and listening to them talk all night. I wake up kind of happy and I wake up kind of bored. I realize these guys are funny even though they're really old. I kind of like ads they read. I don't know how to sell kids sold. I just hope these companies realize that they don't fit the mold. Everybody's telling me that they're doing so well. I try to trust them honestly, but find it hard to tell. They need help, they need your help. Why can't subscribe? Why can't subscribe? Tell yourself, say it out loud. I'll like and subscribe right now. I tend to forget they're still only quite new. In a way, it makes sense why they don't got the views. It takes got time. It takes time. I'm all caught up on episodes. It's a funny, funny time. Those guys, Jay, Rich, and Jerry, they're so handsome, they're so kind. My friends tell me I'm crazy, say I take it way too far. I didn't tell them that, told them if we can't listen in the car. I'm loving this new podcast and I think that it's the best. That last episode I listened to was better than the rest. There's just so much really hard to say. I'm far too little breath. So we'll see what we get next. That's all, folks.
No?
Bugs Bunny.
No?
Jeremy always looks like that. That's what he did.
Alright, we'd like to thank our guests.
Impressive.
Jeremy always looks like this in the song.
Impressive.
If you look at him and in this time, he's like,
I'm just enjoying myself.
Comment
I'm
below if
impressed.
Jeremy should make a song.
yeah,
I'm
he
impressed.
never sings
I'm
them.
impressed.
He never sings them. Like all the song that you
I
guys
actually don't
did,
even know our full song. You guys have it memorized.
and the other
Well,
one.
that's not the theme song. That's just that one I wrote that one.
What's
I
the
know,
theme
but that's
song? Sorry.
impressive that they rattled that off.
There's
Jerry and
Jerry is here with you. Trail Whispers podcast on a Thursday afternoon. Fun stories, chiropractic care. Life's an open book, so sit back in your chair. Welcome on the trail. I would like to come along. I knew a Trail Whispers podcast. You can't go wrong.
That's all, folks.
That's all. Thanks for
That's
coming, guys.
impressive. Thank you,
We're
guys.
gonna take a little break. We'll get you guys to bed, and then me and Jeremy are gonna finish up.
See you guys.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Peace. It's so funny how quickly, as the kids get a little bit older, how fast they go down into bed.
Oh,
But I will say, in a way, I kind of miss it. Like tonight, like Claire was ready for bed after dinner, And so she's like, will you snuggle with me? And I was like, oh, absolutely. I rubbed her head for like 5 minutes. She's like, done.
It's
I'm like,
nice.
That's nice, but then I'm kind of like, it is nice to know when I snuggle up.
Oh, yeah. That's limited, man. All right, guys. Not yet. We're back from bedtime. We got the kids down for bed, so it's just us again. J. Rich and Jerry. We're here with you. Trail Whispers Podcast.
It's not a Thursday afternoon.
No, you keep it down in there.
It's a Monday night.
So you told me to look something up.
Dude,
someone told you about a place to travel to?
Yeah, so if you're a international traveler out there, this guy told me about this place called Pitvice Lakes in Croatia. Just look at pictures of it.
Piltvice?
Maybe it was Piltvice, yeah.
Yeah.
Just pull up some Google images, not Wikipedia.
Wikipedia is a trusted source of news. Oh my goodness. Look at this place.
Dude, look at that.
Wow.
It's like a whole bunch of lakes that dump into one area. It's
That's
just
beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, such clear water. I love being next to water.
Dude, I know.
I don't know what it is. I was near by Lake Erie last week in between sales appointments and just stopped there, walked the beach.
That's a beautiful, clear, glassy sea.
Oh, it's like the Bahamas. So, but no, I know it's not. But even just like being next to the water and like the crashing waves, there's just something about it.
Peaceful.
Yeah, when we went on our camping trip, it was nice.
Keep talking about that real quick. I wanted to pull something up for you to read real quick. So go ahead. So yeah, camping trip. Kids kind of expound on that a little bit.
Yeah, it was a good time. So a buddy of mine at work let us borrow his pop-up camper, which was kind of a lifesaver. I was originally just like, oh, tent's fine. But it was really nice just having 2 separate beds, first of all. Not like the most comfortable beds in the world, but still 2 king-size beds. So, you know, that
better
was...
than a tent.
For the 4 of us, that was plenty. And then having a roof over your head was nice. So, like... It rained for like an hour here and there. Not, you know, probably each day it probably rained for an hour total. And so we'd go in there and play Yahtzee or play Uno or something like that and just chill out for a little bit. So that was awesome. But we actually talked about all of this last week, but my phone had too much stuff on it. We didn't record. Our sponsor, Wash Jillcox, actually showed up here from Oklahoma City. Not kidding. So... We had it on camera at the time. Someone knocked at my door.
Yeah. And
I was like,
give the listeners a view into your mind. What went through your mind?
So he's just like, and I'm like, dude, it's like 11 o'clock at night. What is going on? And then I'm like, who is it? And I just hear, and I'm like, okay, I'm not about to get killed in my own house with my buddy here. So I was like, you got my back, Jeremy? He's like, what are you gonna do? I was like, I don't know. So I go up to the door, I get close, I'm like, who is it? And no one answers,
Still
just
nothing.
another knock.
Still nothing.
And so then I go around, like I walk out the back door and go around and Wash Jillcox is standing there on the porch and he's dug something out of my trash and he set it on my front porch. And I was just like, what in the world is going on? So then he came in here and we just told old stories. We were joking around. He wasn't actually on camera. He doesn't want to make his identity known, I think, but we were just laughing, joking around, and then he was kind of busting my chops with some questions, asking me, like, what's the top 10 things you're looking for in a lady, and, like, just funny.
Dude,
it was a funny conversation, so...
Yeah, I feel bad for the listeners not being able to chime in and listen to it, but...
Yeah.
I can't find what I was looking for. Yeah, so anything from that list that you wanted to change...
I don't know.
We don't have the list anymore.
It was here, but I threw it away because I didn't want you bringing it up again.
And here you brought it up
we
again.
could do it on another segment. How about like
maybe we'll get him to stop back out for another visit next time. Probably at one of our funerals.
Yeah, he's hardly ever.
Funerals and weddings is when
he would be like, "Oh, you guys are some of my closest friends," and then he just pops by for random stuff.
Okay, so give the viewers just a little glimpse. Tell them about the Alaska thing from years ago.
What he did?
Yeah, what he did.
Yeah, so did he know somebody out there? I'm trying to think if he knew somebody.
I think he may have known somebody. Nobody knew he was going. That was the best part about it. Remember?
Yeah.
Like on a whim, we were seeing if he wants to hang out.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, This was when he was working part-time at Lowe's, and he had his house on like 50 degrees in the wintertime. Like, not kidding. Barely warm enough to keep the pipes from freezing. We'd go over there to hang out, wear like coats in his house. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And so we go to hang out with him or like ask him if he wants to hang out, and he's in Alaska. And he stayed for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't even know why he was there. I can't even remember. I just remember.
No idea.
It was weird.
Yeah, it's just like he was gone and literally nobody knew.
Yeah.
He just jumped
He's
on a plane.
definitely more of a, like, you and I are people.
We're people.
He is, let me go in the backwoods of Alaska for 2 weeks. And it's not like he's manly. Like, that makes him sound manly. And I don't mean that with any disrespect.
Sorry, I don't want you to sound manly.
It's not like this guy is like, hunting his own meals and like fishing for salmon. That's not who he is, but he is just kind of, he's more of a loner, which that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, he can just be by himself.
He'd be a good vigilante. If it was the 1800s, he'd be the guy you'd have to watch out for. Watch out on the Wilcox Ranch. That guy will pick you off.
Yeah. Something, or...
Leave your body for the vultures.
Yeah, he'd do well. Yeah, I mean, he could make it by himself just fine. Some people are like that. I'm not one of those people. Yeah. So that's what I've learned through this whole thing in my life is like, man, being alone is the worst. I love people. So people are great. I love talking to people, joking with people, being with people. It's a good time. So we had a good time with him. I wish we'd have had it recorded.
Yeah, there's some fun memories from there that the three of us at least have stored away for fun. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, so
but it was good for us because now we were recording everything, voice memos as well. So if we ever lose the phone, you'll have it on the iPad.
It won't be as good as audio quality. Actually, I could hook the mic up to this thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Could you run both of them through that? Would that consider?
No, I could run the other mic through this, and that way we just have good voice quality backup. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Basically, we're trying to get 2 mics, but we can't figure it out. So if you know anything about video recording or anything, we basically need 2 mics, but I do all of this on my iPhone 15, so it's got to work on an iPhone. I don't have a MacBook, and I don't have the money for a MacBook, so if one of you viewers wants to donate.
Yeah, donate a MacBook.
Yeah, we'd love it.
And I've heard some stuff from people that are in that world of like videography and everything, and they said like, with what you can shoot with the phone today, you're good.
Yeah, the problem is how do we get 2 mics hooked up to the phone? Unless we can find those lapel mics.
Yeah.
Well, look, we'll do some research, viewers. We're going to try to
mics I like. This makes me feel official.
I like this,
It just feels right. The lapel seems like you're giving a speech like a university.
Yeah, I feel like if we're like talking towards the mic, we're okay. So give us feedback on audio quality. We're trying to do this the best we can. So
the article I was trying to find, did you see that there is you only have so many views with these newspapers online. But there was a article about there's an update on the water treatment plant.
No way.
Yeah, so you might be able to Google it and see if you can find it on there. I just went to the Massillon Independent. I'm all about supporting our local champions newspaper. But there was an update on it with the mass exodus of employees. So I don't know if you'll be able to find it on there.
There's an article from April 23rd about the toxic workplace.
Yeah, April 23rd, that's the one we talked about.
April 17th.
I do have a question. Did we ever hear back from John Whedon when we left
did
the
not.
voicemail?
We did not.
Shock. He struck me as a good boss.
Yeah. It was surprising not to hear back from John Whedon, but actually here he is right now. 5 questions with John Whedon. This repository wrote an article, but that's interesting. I'm glad that they're updating and still doing well. So
yeah. I'll see if I can find the article. Maybe we'll get an update on it for next week. I've thought about subscribing to the Independent because it's like $2, but it's still $2. I don't want to throw out the window.
Yeah, I enjoy the Massillon Police Department Facebook posts. Those are usually like, this is I don't know. They're pretty unpolished, and it's just like a man was killed in the movie theater. It's like,
Wait,
yeah, they'll make posts about
okay,
that.
police department will actually update on Facebook.
They do Facebook updates.
I can't believe that.
So have your wife follow them. She's on Facebook. Have her follow the Massillon Police Department.
Oh, that sounds
I can share the page with her.
What are some other good pages? If I'm a non-Massillon resident, you'd say, hey, you might not be a resident, but you need to be aware of this.
Definitely the Massillon Police Department. I follow...
Is there like a garage sale?
I follow like the Massillon... What do I follow? Massillon City... something like Talk of Massillon or Massillon City Updates or something like that, where people post stuff.
Give me an update. What's an update from the city of Massillon that everybody needed to know?
Yeah, they'll post stuff like St. Barb's is having the annual fish fry this year. Just like stupid Massillon City stuff. But then what's more fun to read is the comments. And I don't have enough off the top of my head. Night, buddy, love you. I don't have it off the top of my head, but people will just comment ridiculous things on stuff, just like the people of Massillon coming out in full force. So,
yeah. Well, because we determined based off of the average median income that each household is probably 2 people working part-time jobs.
Minimum, it's
right.
Well, what we said was with the average household income in Massillon is $48,000.
Yeah,
which would be like 2 minimum wage jobs.
Yep.
Is what we said.
Okay.
So
they have some free time to comment on St. Barb's fish fry.
Fish fry. Yeah, for instance. Yeah, it's fair. We talked about this last time, but we never, at least I think we talked about it on the episode we didn't record. We had a lady that commented that I work in Massillon. I spent a lot of time in the City of Champions. A lady that commented named Rachel commented on episode 12. And so our question for her previously was, what is it that you're doing in the City of Champions?
Yep.
How are you adding value to the champions that are here? Do you have any good interactions with champions? So,
is it possible to add value to champions?
That's a good point. They're already champions.
They're already a champion.
So what else could you possibly do here at the City of Champions? So
I'd be curious to know. That's one thing that it'd be interesting from an outsider's perspective driving into the City of Champions.
Yeah, so you're not from here. I don't know where you're from. Yeah. I don't know you at all, but like you're from another city that is not known as the City of Champions. So going into a city that's known as, self-proclaimed, the City of Champions, is the air cleaner? Are the people friendlier? Are the roads nicer? I guess just tell us how it's better than your town and all of that. We would love to hear from you.
I realized the other day I took this picture. Look on the back of that police car.
City of Champions.
City of Champions.
Yeah, that's what we are. That's where we're at.
I was like, I'm gonna show this to my champion friend.
I'm trying to think of.
So it's funny when you think about like this city. So I was talking with someone today about how our area, and we're used to it. You can go from Massillon to Perry to Jackson to Canton. There's no like clear definitive lines. And they were saying how in some areas, other states, you leave this town and you know when you left town. There's nothing. And then you'll drive for 20, 30 minutes and you know when you've entered another town. And they made the comment that, oh, it's interesting, like when you're here, you don't know where you're at. You could be Uniontown, but it could be Greene, it could be North Canton, it could be Akron, it could be Summit County. You could be all over in all these different areas. And you have no idea. You don't know any different. So, yeah, I just thought that was an interesting perspective on our area.
Just kind of a big cluster.
Yeah. So there's got to be a defining line of like champion, non-champion.
Yeah, there has to be.
It's probably...
There's a sign that says like you're leaving or welcome to or whatever, but...
You're leaving championship.
Honestly though, Jerry, the roads. I don't know if you realize this, but when you're driving down Jackson Avenue...
Oh, yeah.
Right? and there's a sign that says, "Welcome to Jackson Township." There's a black line across the road, and immediately the pavement is nice.
Yeah.
And Massillon was trash. I think that's how you know whether or not you're in Massillon.
They want all of the champions to know that road to championship is not just, it's not smooth.
It's not all rainbows and unicorns.
No.
Yeah, it's
There's
not all
going to be
smooth.
some bumps.
There's some bumps along the road, and that's what makes champions. I think that's what we've realized.
Dude, I can remember years ago having to drive in the middle of the night for work, and I'm going to Green, going to the FedEx building, and it was literally like Massillon salt trucks look like, Uncle Lenny's got like his old Dodge Ram just loaded down with some bags of salt. He's just dumping them out the rusted tailgate. You get to these other areas, Green, Uniontown, Jackson.
Super nice equipment.
Nice equipment, roads completely cleared. Massillon, you might make a turn, you're like, yeah, they didn't get to this road yet.
Yeah.
They wanted to build me into a champion.
Do you remember that time we were driving to Columbus for work? Back when we worked together, and
I just told this to Wash the other day.
I went to stop and I couldn't stop, and I just like flew off.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know
we were
what
stopping
happened.
at that park.
Yeah.
A little break, and you had to go to the bathroom, so we stop in there. And you go to do a turn, and I'm thinking to myself, the road is snowy. We're going like 35 miles an hour. Maybe he knows something I don't know.
I didn't.
And you didn't.
No.
You just kind of just did one of these numbers, just slid.
Yeah, it's like Tokyo Drift.
In the transit.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't like smack a tree or something. I could see myself doing that.
Well, that's last week's podcast. You didn't give the update. Or you did, but it didn't get recorded. What happened?
Yeah, I totaled the car.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah, so
in your lifetime,
it wasn't my fault.
The Malibu, that totaled.
Totaled the Malibu.
Totaled the Civic.
Okay, so here's this is a quick breakdown.
Timeline.
Chevy 1999 Chevy Malibu. I pulled out. That was my fault. My brother put his boot on my dashboard, and I yelled at him, and then I pulled out angrily, and I didn't look right or left, one of the two. Got smashed. Okay, and then 2007 Ford. What was that car?
Taurus.
The Taurus.
Yeah.
I was sitting at a red light, and I got rear-ended. I was drinking a strawberry milk, didn't spill a drop. Totaled the car. The lady was driving an SUV, left in a stretcher. And me and my first wife.
Dude, you think the rigor mortis saved you?
Maybe my rigor mortis. But, no, we were totally fine. We walked away. This lady, and she was probably 45, left in a neck brace on a stretcher. And she was in an SUV, like a Nissan Pathfinder or something. And so, yeah. And then next car I totaled was a Ford Ranger. Totaled that vehicle. I was on the way to get a coworker a Polar Pop. And I was driving back when I worked at FedEx, and I turned around the corner. I was driving to get this Polar Pop back there behind the building in Uniontown at the Circle K, and this
Aren't they just
lady,
back roads?
It's back roads, but a lady like pulls out in front of me when I'm going like 35 on the back road. She was driving a Chrysler 300. I smashed into her, and then
I remember that story.
And
that
so
was
she was like, she gets out of the car, and I was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "I'm okay." Yeah, I'm okay. And the cops get there, whatever. I was like, "I'm gonna call the cops." Cops get there, and she goes, he goes, "Do you have insurance?" And she goes, "Full coverage, baby, full coverage." And
I like that.
I was
Confident.
like, okay. And then she goes, "Am I getting a new whip?" And he's like, "Probably not, but he definitely is." And so I ended up getting a new whip, as they say. That one was not my fault. So we've got one that's my fault, two that's not my fault. The Civic, the Honda Civic, was totaled. And what happened there was me and the kids were driving on...
Dude, I was just telling somebody, that is literally God's hand of protection.
That's what we talk about. And they'll reference it, that God delivered us from this. We're going 70 miles an hour on 71 south towards Columbus. It's raining. It's not raining like super hard. And so I wasn't like being overly cautious. You know, sometimes it rains so hard that you're just like, you have to slow down. But it wasn't raining like overly hard or anything. but we hydroplaned. We span around like 3 times. We were driving over a bridge. We hit on the concrete on the back of the car. We span around again, hit the back of the car again on the concrete on the bridge, and then just spun out straight and landed on the side of the road. And a state highway patrolman was right there in front of us because another car got in an accident where it was a tractor trailer and a car hydroplaned and went under and got stuck under the tractor trailer. And so this lady comes up to me and she goes, were you the spinning car? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I thought you guys were dead. And I was like, we're all fine. And I drove away from the scene of that accident. The state highway patrolman's like, well, like the back lights still work and you can drive away. And yeah, but the insurance company totaled it and it ended up being a blessing. And so that was good. But yeah, totaled that. And then this Kia, what happened is I was driving through intersection, my light was green, and then someone had ran a red light and I hit into them. But he was a champion from the City of Champions.
I think he was just testing your mettle, making sure you're a champion. I'm going to see if I can T-bone this guy and he walks away.
Yeah. Well, I get there and I'm just like, hey, you okay? Just talking to the guy, and then he was like, I was like, what's going, like, you all right? I was like, where are we headed to? Work? And he goes, well, I just got off work. He works third shift. And I forgot my schedule. I got home, sat down, realized I forgot my schedule, turn around and go back in. This guy's exhausted, I'm sure, whatever. And whatever, it's fine. And he just said his light was green too. And I was like, that's weird. My light was also green. So they didn't cite anybody. There's no witnesses.
So insurance is fighting it out.
Yeah, basically. It's a bummer, but...
Hey, as long as all those stories, it's just cars, not people.
Exactly. Like, I just thank God for the protection. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of times where I should have been hurt. So, yeah, praise the Lord for that. Speaking of shady towns, so we joke around about Massillon. It is the City of Champions. We know that, but it's really not that bad, viewers. I know I always joke, but it's not really that bad. I was in a place up north that's called the Steelyard.
Dude, I was literally there today.
Yeah? Steelyard. I like the Home Depot over there and the Walmart back in there.
That's the number one, I think, in Ohio. Number one, it's either Cleveland or Ohio for, like, theft.
Yes, that's what I was going to call out.
It's unbelievable.
Yes, I went in the Walmart and they had closed down every self-checkout because Walmart went through this huge push where they put all these self-checkouts in because they're like, we're getting rid of people, we're saving people money, we're saving money, get rid of cashiers, everyone can just use self-checkout. The problem is someone takes $70 worth of merchandise and gets it down to like $35 at the self-checkout, and people are just stealing is what's happening. And so they re-implemented cashiers at the Steelyard Walmart. They completely closed down every self-checkout. So,
dude, the Steelyard is a rough spot.
It is rough.
And when I was leaving there, I was like, what a beautiful view. It's cloudy skies. There's old rusted steel yards.
Tons of smoke. Billowing.
Smoke. And I just left. It was like one of those 3-story kind of like taller townhomes. It was that, and I looked it up, and it was a $620,000 home. Across the street, I would pay $20,000 for this house.
Yeah.
Now, granted, its location might be in this area that is desirable. I thought, you've got to be kidding me. So somebody spent $620,000, and you have probably a drug house.
Yeah. Hey, making money.
In the Steelyard. You're literally like in the theft capital.
It is shady. I don't feel
bad.
Like I'm 6'2".
Massillon, I don't ever worry.
No, I never worry. It's like
you're on guard.
Yeah, like here's the thing with Massillon. Like we're just below average people. We're a little trashy around here, right? Like that's Massillon. But I'm never walking around like I might die here. But when I was in the Steelyard, like it's the middle of the day, and I'm 6'2", great shape. I weigh 115 pounds soaking wet, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna die. I could very well die right here.
What were you seeing that was making you fearful?
Just like people, the looks on their faces, the way they looked, and you just had like a feel from people, like like almost like a spirit thing. And I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't trust anyone.
It's like no regard for human life. You can kind of get a sense.
They're hardened.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to kill you.
Dude's like cussing at the lady at the register. Like, I'm like, what? Like, who? What? Like, but I'm not gonna confront that guy. If that happens in Massillon, I confront that guy. But Steelyard, no. I'm gonna die. I'll die.
It's like the prison yard.
It is. It's basically the prison yard. So if I would have had my do-rag on, I'd been right at home. So it was a rough spot, man.
Dude, I can't believe you were there today. What time?
I wasn't there today.
Okay.
It was last week.
Okay, yeah. Dude, literally, I was there a couple hours ago, and I was like, this is just...
Dude, it's another world. It's like, this is Ohio?
I know.
Why?
And when I meet with this person, I'm like thinking to myself, he was the guy that told me I need to invest in crypto.
No.
Yeah, he whispered to me. He's kind of like, "Yeah, you need to invest in a crypto." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I was wondering maybe there's something else happening I didn't know of, but yeah, it'd be interesting to know some like crime statistics and things like that about the Steelyard area. But it's
shady. It is Cleveland, so it's city of Cleveland.
City of Cleveland.
Oh yeah, dude.
Now here's a question you asked your kids earlier. For $5,000, would you stay the night in the Steelyard by yourself?
That's scarier than a cemetery to me.
I know.
Would you do the cemetery overnight?
I don't know if I need $500 that bad, but it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
I would get a good night's sleep.
I would do it as well.
Yeah, I could fall asleep.
Camping out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. But the Steelyard. I literally don't know, because if I was in a tent in a parking lot, I'd probably be murdered.
Or somebody would skin you alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good area.
Yeah, so I don't know if I would, honestly. I don't know. I guess it depends how bad I need $5,000.
I know.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, that way I don't have to spend the night in the Steelyard, guys. Yeah. Please.
We can always set that up, though. I mean, if the viewers want to see it, you do it, right? For viewers, like
No.
if we get more subscribers.
No way. I can't.
Yeah, dude, it is funny to think about like the different big cities and the problems that they have.
Yeah, I'm just not a city guy.
No.
I'm not. I like the feel we've got around here. I don't know. I'm just not. Nothing inside of me ever says, "Oh, I want to live in a city. I want to live in a neighborhood."
Is that the only city that scares you like that? Is Cleveland area, or have you been other places?
I haven't been to any big cities. I've never been to New York City. I've never been to Chicago.
You've been to Columbus, right?
Yeah, Columbus is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the heart of Columbus, I don't really go into much, but like all the suburbs are super nice.
Yeah.
So, and even like Columbus City, I've been downtown Columbus, and I don't know. Like my sister was having for her bachelorette party, they went to like some candle making place in downtown Cleveland, and people started rioting and throwing bricks at ATM machines and like breaking them open. So it's like, I never saw that downtown Columbus. I don't know. People really hard up for cash, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, there are certain areas, I don't ever feel that worried. I kind of always figured, you have chances to share the gospel with people in a worst case scenario. But when my wife and I, we went on an anniversary getaway last year. We went to Cincinnati. We wanted to just we went to go see Trey Kennedy.
Okay.
So it was very specific. That's why I went to Cincinnati. And also we were thinking, okay, if we're doing like 2 nights overnight, we want to be close to home in the event something happens.
Sure.
So we're there, and on a Saturday morning, we decide to go walk. There's like a local farmer's market. Now, mind you, it's like 10 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So the bullet shells the casings are no longer hot from the night before.
The gun smokes disappear off the sidewalk.
Smoke disappeared. All of it should be settled. But there were still enough people just kind of lingering around to just give you enough of, like, I don't feel completely safe.
Yeah.
And I normally, that doesn't bother me one bit, but obviously with my wife, it's a little bit different story. And I was just thinking, like, it almost is just though they need to get into something, so they're just going to get into trouble.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
Cincinnati.
It's a little different. I think it was number 2 for homicides next to Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's
up there.
Nice. I've been to Dayton, like downtown Dayton at night, and I was approached by a lady of the night, and I politely declined, but
Gentleman's honor.
Yes, but yeah, that's a shady place at night. Dayton. Oh my goodness, I wouldn't spend the night downtown Dayton at night. No way. Get murdered.
Yeah, there's
craziest place you've ever spent the night. Shadiest place.
Let's not go. Let's see. Shadiest place I've ever stayed the night. I have to think about that. Craziest place I ever stayed the night. I was actually rehashing this story with my grandparents. So I took them to go see, my grandpa's from Tennessee, and I took them there on a road trip probably like 10 or 11 years ago. Maybe more. It actually may have been a little bit more than that. Probably 12, 13 years ago. So we go down to Tennessee. I drive them down there, drive them all around. Well, my grandpa has a cousin, Harold. No, Harold or Jerry. One or the other. Just a short little guy, wound up. Had one eye that was something was going on with it. Maybe a patch. And he's like, I hope you don't mind. He's like, I got your bed set up for you. He's like, I have an old military cot, and it's out in the garage. So I literally slept in the garage on a military cot.
Nice.
I was like, I could do this for a night. But I was telling my grandma and grandpa, I'm like, I thought I remember texting you guys about that story. And I'm like, I wonder if they remember that story. Yeah, it was just it was such a wild thing.
So that would have been like 2009 era? 2010?
Probably right around there, yeah. I was dating it back by, I was like, when did I leave FedEx? And I was trying to think it was right around that time.
Okay.
So I was thinking to myself, like, I wonder if Justin and Josh would remember.
Yeah.
That was the craziest.
Craziest place I've spent the night was, I was a Bible college student for a period of time. That period of time being 11 days. And basically what happened was I was young and I had a buddy who was going, and I was like, I'm going to go with you. But I never looked up the school or anything. And I get there.
Tony went?
Yeah, my buddy Tony. And I get there and I'm just like, man, I do not really like this. And it's nothing against it. Hindsight 2020, I wish I just would have forced myself to stay. That's what I wish I would have done. But I didn't. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm here for 11 days. I come home, and on my way home, I slept in a truck stop in, like, Indiana or something.
No.
By myself, slept in just, like, a place where trucks pull off. Not even, like, a gas station truck stop, but just, like, side of the road truck parking. Like, all these trucks are parked, and my little Taurus was parked in there as well. I got out, used the porta potty, locked the doors, like, reclined the seat all the way back, and I had a pocket knife, like, in between like, under my blanket in my hand when I was sleeping.
Dude, they're like, let's go knocking. Is what they're thinking. Go find ourselves a lady of the night.
So, I don't know. It was sketchy, man. It was sketchy. And I've done, like, I've camped. I've camped next to, like, railroad tracks before. Didn't realize they were there. Then, like, a train derailed in the night. That's happened to me. It comes busting through the trees.
Derailed?
Derailed, yeah. Derailed. So I was probably 20, 30 feet from these railroad tracks. Middle of the night, all of a sudden we hear trees busting in half. Like trees that are like a foot around, 2 feet around, just snapping clean in half. And this train fell off into there. And they had to somehow, I don't know what they ended up doing, but they were able to pull the train back up onto the tracks. There was road flares. So there's like workers out there in the middle of the night with road flares, and we're just like, me and my buddy Tony are in these woods, like sleep, like shh, keep it down. They can see us.
No way.
We were supposed to be back there.
Where were you guys at?
Like, we were just over here off of by that scrapyard.
No.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay, so you go by that scrapyard, and then do you know where the Speedway and the Marathon are? Right there off of 21. There's a McDonald's on 21 I used to work at. You go down that road. What's that road called? My mom lives off the road. Your mom
Is it
used
Navarre? Yeah,
Navarre Road. And so you go over, and there's railroad tracks right there.
Yeah.
There's like an ice cream little shop or like a
Yeah.
pet grooming place, whatever. And so, yeah, back off. We walked down the tracks, and we thought we were farther away from the tracks, like we'd walked farther into the
Well,
woods.
it must have just curved or something.
I guess the tracks curved, yeah. And so middle of the night, that's a terrifying sound. Trees snapping in half. It was wild.
Wow, I can't imagine. I never heard that story.
Dude, it was crazy. So
Yeah.
Fun times, but stupid.
So there's a danger I could have probably a train come through this window at any moment, sitting with you.
I'm accident prone, my friend. I mean, I just told about like 4 or 5 cars I've totaled. Who else?
Who else has
comment
been by
below?
Yeah.
How many cars have you totaled? How many times has a tree broken, or how's trees have snapped in half around you with trains coming through?
Dude, that's scary.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever told the story on here about how we were running through the night.
You and Tony?
Yeah.
No.
So I had this buddy, and we're still friends, but life moves, and he lives in, what would that be? Southeast Ohio? Yeah. So near the West Virginia border. And so I see him in the summer. We see each other at camp. Great guy. But anyways, we were just kids, stupid kids, and we were like 18, 19. His girlfriend lived up, I don't know, probably like 10 or 15 streets up. So we were walking home from her house one night. We went over there for like a movie night back when you watched movies on VHS. So it was like us and her parents and her watching a movie on VHS. And I think I dozed off on the chair. Of course, I can sleep anywhere. And so we're walking home, and it's late. It's probably like 11, 12, and all of a sudden someone drives by, and just hear. And I was just like, that's weird. You ever heard this story?
No.
Okay. So, yeah. So I'm like, that's kind of strange. So same car drives by. It's a Pontiac Aztec. Old school. Silver Pontiac Aztec drives by again. And I'm like, that's an airsoft gun. Someone's shooting at us. And
so you didn't hear the pellets hitting anywhere?
No, they were hitting the grass.
Oh, okay.
And then the next time they drove by again. And they shot us and hit us in the legs this time. And I was like, Tony, if they do it again, they're going to hit us in the face.
Oh, yeah.
And so
they've dialed it in. Third time, they've already made contact.
This time they drive by, and then they pull around the corner, and the guy's sitting on a side road. This was right by your house where you used to live back there.
Safe area.
Yeah. And he's sitting there, and he's like, and just pelting us with airsoft bullets. So Tony picks up a piece of the sidewalk that's probably as big as my head and chucks it at the side of this guy's car, and immediately you see a dent form in the side of his door, the shape of this concrete.
Dude, I love this story. Yes.
And so this dude freaks out. Of course. So he freaks out. So we just take off sprinting. We're running. This guy's driving on the sidewalk trying to kill us. It's probably 12 o'clock at night. We're like 18 years old.
Is he by himself? Or
He's all by himself. And I think it was probably like his mom's car or something. Like, who else is doing this? He's a loser.
The fact that he was driving and shooting. Mm-hmm. What a lunatic.
Yeah. So just windows unrolled, drive by with an airsoft gun. You're a loser, okay? Oh, yeah. But anyways, so he's now got this huge dent in the side of his mom's Pontiac Aztec. He's driving up on the sidewalks trying to kill us. We dive in this person's yard, and all the lights are off. It's totally pitch black. So I'm just like, we just need to stay down. We just got to lay here for like an hour. This guy will get fed up. He'll leave. That's what I'm thinking. And all of a sudden, I hear moving. And I'm like, Tony, what are you doing? And he was like, I got to get more ammo. And he's trying to get more rocks to throw at this guy's car. And I was like, no, stay still. And all of a sudden, spotlights from motion sensor lights in this person's yard are coming on. And so we take off running. We end up on your street. there was construction going on there at one point, and there was mounds of dirt at the end. We're back behind those mounds of dirt. This guy goes whipping by that street. And we're like, we got to go. And so we keep running. We're running through people's yards. I look to my left, and there's a hatchet sticking in a tree. I grab the hatchet, and we keep running. He's home for the summer from Bible college. This was my buddy that I went to Bible college with and then left. And he was like, don't steal that hatchet. The Lord won't bless this trip. And I was like, Tony, the Lord's not blessing this trip, okay? And he's like, don't do it. And so I threw the hatchet down on the ground, and we just keep running. He drove up on the sidewalk again. We drive.
He still sees you guys.
He still is. Somehow, everywhere we ran, this guy was like right around the corner. And so this is going on for like 10 minutes. We're running through yards. He's buzzing down streets, buzzing all around, like literally trying to kill us. And so finally we make it back down to my parents' house. And
dude, you could have just run down the street to my house.
I don't even know what we were thinking. Honestly, we should have. Yeah. And so we run up to my parents' house, and I just bang on the door. My little brother Ian comes to the door, and he's like, what's going on? And I was like, dude, this guy's chasing us. And so he grabs his BB gun, and he goes outside. And he starts patrolling around. And we saw this guy buzz past our house, and I was just like, dude, he just saw where he just saw where I live, but he never came. It was crazy.
Dude,
wild.
That is nuts.
Wild story. Yeah. So I was running around with like you know how they'll mark like a property line with like a wooden 1x2 with like a pink flag around it. Yep. I found one that was like 3 feet long that was sharpened. I'm running around with this thing. Tony's got rocks in his hands, and we're just like moving down the street like.
Dude, that is epic.
Yeah. But I'll never forget like watching him bend down, pick up this piece of the sidewalk. And, like, it happened in slow motion in my mind. And I see this piece of sidewalk leaving his hand. And I was just like, oh, my gosh. This is going to hit the car. Yes. It's the passenger door. And immediately, huge dent. That was the most epic thing in the world. I was just like, dude this is crazy.
He needed that to happen to him, though.
Yeah.
You don't go doing that.
No.
That's garbage.
Yeah. And so every time then for like the next year I would see a Pontiac Aztek, I'd always like look at the passenger door to see if it was like dented or had been repaired or something.
That's funny.
So
how funny would it be if we were at like we go down to like John George's one time in the summer and we're like, check out that Aztek.
Yeah.
It still has a dented side door.
Or like someone commented below and said, that was my Aztek. So, yeah, that was a crazy story.
Dude, what a wild story.
That guy, he was a loser. That's reality. And, you know, we're not here bashing people, but don't, you know, that's a good rule for life. Brings me into my next segment. I'm calling it Rules for Life. Rule number 1 for life. Don't be an idiot. Don't be shooting up kids with an airsoft gun.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. If you do some idiot stuff, expect it to be done back to you.
Yeah. So just don't be an idiot, you know? Think through what you're doing.
Rules for life.
I just thought of this because I thought about some stuff. Because I don't know where I got this from. I think I got it. So I'll share this rule that I've adopted. And I know we've talked about it before with tipping.
You don't tip, right?
This is the rule.
Okay.
If I'm standing, I don't tip. That's my rule. If we're both standing, I'm not tipping you. So
you could technically go to a dine-in restaurant and stand and get away with tipping without tipping.
Let me just play a little short for you.
New rule. If I order standing up, I'm not tipping. Yeah, absolutely. This will save America. If you're standing there at the register, because that guy's standing there, and you're not coming out here.
Yeah, we're both on our feet, bro. We're both standing up here.
We both need a break.
We're both doing the same work
In
right now.
4.5 hours, we both are going to go on break.
If I'm tipping you, then you're tipping me too.
New rule. If I order standing up.
Isn't that good?
Dude, I love it. John Chris is setting rules down.
I've said that in the past, but I watched that and I was like,
this is it.
Rule for life. So then that got me thinking. So that is one of my rules. I've said that on previous podcasts. Like, I'm not tipping at a coffee shop.
Dude, you know I'm going to set you in a bad spot at a coffee shop sometime, right?
What do you mean?
I'll just, you gotta.
This guy doesn't tip.
You gotta give her a little money.
Well, so I have exceptions. So here's an exception to the rule.
Okay.
So I went out with my buddy Chad, and we grabbed. He's a subscriber. What's up, Chad? We had DeBella's for dinner. Great time together. We hadn't been out in a while and seen each other, so it was good getting together for dinner. And I was up there, and I was ordering my sandwich, and I'm just kind of, our friend Wash Joe Cox would say magnanimous, right? I think that's the word he uses for me.
He does like to describe you as that.
Yeah.
Broad shoulders.
I just like to engage with people, okay? So like tonight, we took the kids to Walmart. They went to get some stuff from their lemonade stand. They got toy lightsabers. They showed you guys those. And I'm talking to the lady at the register. She's like 75 years old drinking a Monster. I've got to bring this up, okay? Like, you drink a lot of Monsters? Oh, yeah. And I was like, I drink those. My kids say they're going to kill me. Hasn't killed me yet. And so talking to her, we tell her about the lemonade stand. She thought it was the coolest thing. This older lady,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so then I had an opportunity to share the gospel with her, and it was awesome. And then the lady behind us in line was like, "Amen, that's right." And so I was like, "Well, okay, I'll see you." But anyways, I just like to engage people in conversations, right? And so I'm at DeBella's, which is a fantastic sub place. Have you ever been there?
Years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yes, I do
go if
remember
you haven't
it's good.
went. So I'm there at DeBella's, and I go in, and it caught my eye because there's like a 10-year-old little girl behind the counter wearing a name tag and an apron. And I'm like, that's strange. So I go up, and the guy's like, "Hi, welcome to DeBella's." And I was like, "Got some child labor going on up in here." He's like, "Oh, yeah, we got to start them young." And she's like, "I'm Victoria," and I had it on her name tag. And I was like, "Hi, Victoria, how are you doing today?" Just talk to this girl, And turns out the guy was her dad. He's the store manager of the place.
Nice.
And so she's working, just, helping out. She, takes the order paper over to the lady making the sandwiches and just hands it to her. She's not really doing any work, right? And so...
Definitely not going to tip her.
But we had a real good conversation, just talking about all kinds of stuff while the sandwiches are being made, whatever. And then check out, and I had a gospel track. I gave the guy a gospel track and just said, "Hey, I got something for you if you don't go to church anywhere." I forget exactly what I said. But anyway, so I invite this guy to church, and then Victoria, and I left a tip because I was like, I talked to Victoria, and I was like, "What's your dad paying you?" She's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "You didn't ask him in advance, how much am I getting paid for working at the sub shop?" Like, "No." And I was like, "Is he giving you money?" "I don't know." And so I left her $1 tip, and I just said, "I left a tip. It was $1. It's for you. Make sure your dad gives you the $1, okay?" She's like, "Okay." She's super excited. And so then she heard me invite her dad to church, and she runs up to me in the dining room. She's like, "Jesus loves you." And I was like, "That's right, Victoria. Jesus does. He loves me. Awesome. He loves you." And so there's exceptions to the rule, but that's my rule. Mm-hmm. I know you disagree with that, but I heard that John Christ video, short, TikTok, whatever it is, about that, and it got me thinking, what are some other rules I have in life? So
that's really good. So there's exceptions for you in that rule. So it's a principle that it guides you, but you have some room in there to not just, it's not black and white. Obviously, Victoria got $1.
Yes. But that is why, is because it was a unique circumstance. Child labor's going on, and I felt like, hey, I want this girl to make at least $1 today for doing whatever, just having fun with her dad at work. And
I've found and this might be you're not as much of a regular to different places. Well, I guess you are, but you probably don't see that employee like at Walmart or Dollar General as much as you would like a grocery store or different places. Like you go to John George's, okay, I'm going to see the same people. So you got to build a relationship with them. My principle on tipping is I always tip, period.
Even at a coffee shop, you're standing up.
I give them a tip.
All right, next.
Teach my kids generosity. But then what I'll do is I'll pick my spots is after a period of time that I'll know okay, we've engaged in conversation enough. Because I would say we're probably very similar in that. I'm not magnanimous, but we're engaging people all the time.
Sure.
I think it's our personality. It's just very natural for us. But at that point, I will do a nice tip with a lot of times, I'll just kind of think, okay, what's a perfect, knowing this person, what's a good gospel tract to give them? Because there's some that fit people better. some are, they read better.
Sure.
Message doesn't change, but it just reads to that audience better. So I'll typically do that because it's like, hey, I appreciate your service, always, yada, yada, whatever it might be. And here's something extra for you. Thanks for doing what you do, but I also want to share this. This is a more important message. Kind of that approach.
I respect that.
So it's kind of delivering it with like here you go.
Okay.
So I think we'll find out one day if it worked.
Yeah, I think that makes good sense.
So,
I'm not against it.
That's kind of my principle.
Makes sense.
That'd be my rule I live by.
Yeah, makes sense.
What's your biggest tip you've given?
Like $10, $15. What about you?
A little bit more. A couple bucks more.
Good for you. Everyone clap for Jeremy. Like and subscribe.
I'm just curious.
Jeremy's generous.
I didn't know if you would go over, if you'd go to double digits.
Yeah, I've been in double digits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, double digits.
Yeah. So, I'm just not a... But to be fair, you've worked in the service industry as a server. I have not. So, I've actually worked hard for all of my money, and yours have been donations and handouts. I say this as my kids made $300 in 4 hours selling lemonade in my front yard. Panhandling. Or manhandling. That was so funny.
I'm telling you, if everybody worked in the service industry, there would be a different view on it.
I'm sure there would be. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So, rule number 2. This is my rule. I let one car in.
Oh, I like that.
So I let one car in. So you're on a busy road. There's someone trying to get in over here. Traffic is really tight. It's 5 o'clock. I'm letting one car in. I'm not. Or like lanes are merging. Look, like we each just need to let one car in. Yep. It's not just someone sitting still and letting like 5 cars come in. Yep. No, we're each letting one car in. So
I agree with you.
Okay, good.
I also have a rule I thought of you tonight. Because we talked about this with your driving, how sometimes you could be in the right-hand lane behind 50 cars, 2 starter buses, and a school bus. And the left lane is wide open. Mm-hmm. And you're just kind of content in that right-hand lane.
I'll get in the left lane.
You'll get in there a little bit. Not always. Sometimes you're just patient.
Yeah.
I think that's your middle name, patience.
Well, I'll be like, well, I got to turn right in 2 miles.
Yeah.
I'll just stay here.
I'll just stay here. But I thought of you because literally I had to reroute on the interstate. And there was this line for like 0.3 of a mile. I knew we're all going to get up to the second light. So I raced around them, around everybody, in the other lane, and just kind of squeezed my way in.
I don't like guys
and
like you.
And I was like, I know that this is a jerk move.
That is a jerk move.
I'm going to sit this light for 20 minutes. That light turned red. 4 of us made it through. I passed 0.3 of a mile of cars. I was sitting at that light maybe 30 minutes waiting on green arrows because the green arrow was so quick. So I was like, I will be a jerk to just get moved through this light quicker because I'm not waiting for.
Well, so you'll take advantage of others to.
I just used the advantage of my truck of, hey, I'm going to squeeze in by this Maserati. I don't think they want to like get bumped.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sitting far enough back. I think he was maybe being generous, or else he was just giving.
He was living by my rule, the one car in.
The one car.
I don't like guys like that.
I just zipped in. So
yeah,
that was a jerk move.
That is, man. All right, so I let one car in.
I'm a little bit more generous. You're a little bit more tight.
You're taking, yeah.
I'm taking advantage of the cars. You're letting people in.
Yeah, that makes sense. So my third rule is look out for motorcycles. They're idiots. That's my third rule. And where this came from is it was a weekend, like a Saturday, and the weather's breaking. It's June now. All these motorcycle riders are out there, and they will just be 30 of them together, and they'll pull up to a stop sign, and Eugene and Delmer decide to pull their bike up in the middle of the street to block all of the traffic let all their cronies through the stop signs. And they're just all buzzing through. And I'm like, you guys are idiots. That's so dumb that you do that.
Did you pull out in front of them?
No, I didn't. I'm just I just sat there. I didn't say anything. I'm not like I'm unrolling my window and like flipping them off or something, but I'm just like, just sitting there and just like, this is stupid. This is ridiculous. But then these motorcyclists, and I've never ridden a motorcycle. Full disclaimer, I should not get on a motorcycle. You've heard about my car accidents and, piece of concrete flying around.
Dude, what would happen if you were flying through the air and you hit a building? Are you going through it?
I don't know. Somehow I would live.
Somehow you'd live. You'd end up going through the building. It'd have like this bizarre angle of bricks missing.
I'd go see Dr. B and get all taken care of.
Looks like you're
adjust chiropractic.
All you need is a widowmaker.
Yeah, just snap back in. So yeah, I don't know. And they zoom in and out of traffic. Like I can't stand that. Like traffic is at a standstill, and there's just motorcycles like going all in and out. Like no, I'm sorry. Like I saw a guy almost got hit, and he like had to swerve real quick and correct. I'm just like, you can't do that, man. Like there's rules for a reason. We can't act like this. So
I like that.
So we've got
tipping.
If I'm standing, I don't tip, and I let one car in. Look out for motorcycles, and then the fourth one I thought of, and this is all I got so far for today, is order gravy. It's my fourth rule for life. So
you're getting like mac and cheese, and you're like, add some gravy.
No. You got to have the right context. So we went out to breakfast at work on this past Friday. The boss took us all out for breakfast. And
where'd you go?
Bob Evans. So I'm talking, this is my context, Bob Evans breakfast. Okay. So I get an omelet, okay?
Definitely got to put gravy on it.
You could if you wanted to, but they give you a side of either bread or biscuit. And so I was like, well, I'll get the biscuit and I'll order a side of gravy, and then all of a sudden, you've got biscuits and gravy.
Plus an omelet.
It's the fast track to obesity. So it's just a hack where if you had two people, right? Like you could eat for pretty cheap because the side of gravy is like $2. And then all of a sudden you got biscuits and gravy, and you've got your omelet.
You're set.
And so I didn't have two people. It was just me.
You are two people.
I am two people. And so, yeah. But it's just like a life hack of like, hey, let's order some gravy. Boom. Biscuits and gravy.
Okay, dude, there's a spot I just went to probably about a month ago with my friend Mike for breakfast. A place called Woody's up on South Main, up in Portage Lakes area. Dude.
Never been.
That was my first time. He ordered biscuits and gravy. We have to go. It was the best omelet I've ever had. This omelet was huge. Best flavor. Everything was phenomenal. He got biscuits and gravy, and no joke, it looked like a Thanksgiving platter. Just filled.
Yeah.
Plus, he had ordered another meal. I think he was thinking like, oh, biscuits and gravy are small little dish, 2 biscuits. No.
It's a full meal.
Full meal.
We should go there some Saturday morning early. Grab some breakfast. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. We'll shoot a video for you guys.
Woody's.
So, yeah, that's my rules for life. So, we can add to it as we go on, but I feel like those are some good starters.
I'm always telling the kids, they're always asking what my thought on motorcycles. Not safe.
I don't like them. My dad liked them. I don't like them.
I had an uncle I never met that died on a motorcycle.
Really?
Wendy's husband.
That's sad. I always wondered why she wasn't.
Yep. So that's what happened.
Motorcycles.
Yep, not safe.
No, I'm not a big fan. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are unsafe. Too much gravy could be unsafe.
That's true. What is more unsafe, a motorcycle or too much gravy? Comment below. Let us know your thoughts.
Dude, are you a sausage gravy or bacon gravy?
I never had bacon gravy. That's a thing?
Bacon gravy is incredible. People will swear by the sausage gravy. You can get some good flavor in the sausage. Dude, bacon gravy is unreal.
Never had it.
So, you know when you could have it. So, I know we always invite you over to Mom's for Christmas Eve. She'll do bacon gravy.
Okay.
Bacon gravy is what my Grandpa Steiner's mom used to always make. Dude, and when I was a kid, she let me just spoon out the rest of it in a bowl.
Yeah.
Here I was just this fat kid
eating
hey,
bacon
Grandma,
gravy.
I just spoon this stuff out. Dude, it was so good.
Yeah.
So,
dude, that sounds good.
I mean, I won't push away sausage gravy.
Sure, I like it.
Yeah.
And I'll put it on an omelet.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'll have to try that.
I just saw Chick-fil-A is doing a maple pepper bacon shake. And I was like, if I was doing that type of stuff, I would try it. Doesn't that sound good?
No.
I just feel like everything in there is just an interesting combo.
Pepper.
Because then you're actually adding with the sweet too. So you're getting some salty, a little bit of like peppers, a little bit of maybe a spicier spice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that vanilla ice cream.
I would try it, but I don't know if I would order it because that's a commitment to order that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, speaking of food, my wife tonight was like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't you invite Justin over tonight for the podcast? We'll do wings. Because she was in the mood for wings. And I told her, I said, you have the kids tonight, so
yeah,
it's
next,
the day of getting to bed.
let's
so
do it
maybe
Monday.
Next Monday. But, yeah, she ate some wings and said, tell Justin he missed out on the wings.
Oh, dude, I love wings. I haven't had wings in a while.
Dude, I'm going to get them for us from Galuch's. Dude, that's who we need to get as a local sponsor. They don't need us. Their wings are phenomenal.
Yeah, we could talk to them.
Maybe we could.
Yeah.
We both happen to know a Galuch.
We do.
I don't know if you can get us in on that.
I think we should end the episode just talking about our longtime sponsor.
Oh.
Here last week, came to support the pod from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Which most people wouldn't do it.
No, most wouldn't. That's why we were very picky with our sponsors.
Yeah.
And he came just bearing gifts. The usual.
Things from my trash.
Yeah, I mean...
Gifts nonetheless.
Because
one man's trash is another man's treasure. He just recognized that.
I think it might just be he's pouring his real generosity to the masses that are going to Dollar General.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving them such a good deal. He's like, I'd love to give this to my friend, but I'd rather give it to the people on the streets.
He's a saint.
He's a saint.
Yeah. So...
and let's talk about, too, was he looking for food in your pantry?
Yeah, he was going through my cupboards while we were sitting here recording, and he was just in there opening the fridge, seeing what's going on. The guy had like a teenage son, but he had a beard, he looked homeless, and he just dug through my trash, so it was strange.
He may have been hungry.
He probably was.
He probably gave away his dinner. He's probably went out to a nice restaurant, saw someone and said, hey, you better have this.
He's a slender boy. He's not a lot sticking around there.
No.
So, yeah, but we're talking about Enjoy Optical, guys. They've been sponsoring us from day one. They're just so faithful to the podcast here, so we appreciate them. But essentially, they're based in Edmond, Oklahoma. They're a curated eyewear company.
Yeah. And
top-notch things. They do a lot of reading glasses. So
a lot of those big visor ones for the people, that are 85 plus that need it wrapped
the
around.
glasses around the side, yeah. So, and then, the thing is with our friend Wash, though, Jeremy mentioned that he's generous. And so I think what he realized is Edmond, Oklahoma is just one city in America.
Yeah.
And he wanted to help everybody and get into every city. And so he partnered with Dollar General, and in every Dollar General, there is an Enjoy Optical pop-up campus nationwide. So there's over 19,000 Dollar General locations, and so at each one of those, there's an Enjoy Optical pop-up location with an Enjoy Optical employee, and the generosity doesn't stop there. I think that's what's even more incredible. You can go in today, and for 99 cents, you're going to get a pair of lenses and frames. So there's an optometrist in the Dollar General where you're at, and you might have to walk around some inventory that hasn't been put away, or go back in the back room. You might have to ask for the restroom key. Maybe the associate's in the restroom. We don't know, but they're there, and they're certified optometrists ready to test you for your lenses, get you fitted for your frames, fit you, everything else. And so when you use the code HOMELESS, you get this pair for 99 cents, but it doesn't even stop there. I know what you're thinking. How much more generous could this guy be? The deal is if you get another pair, it's 49 cents.
And as a listener, you might say, what if I want a pair of Jacques Ramage frames. $1,000 designer frames.
99 cents.
It's my second pair of Jacques Ramage.
49 cents.
$1.48.
It doesn't stop.
Doesn't
and so you're at
stop.
$1.48. So the code is homeless. So because A, he looks homeless. B, he's trying to help the homeless community. So most of them can scrounge
C,
together $1.48.
Is he homeless?
D, I think so. We don't know for sure.
We don't know.
He was digging through my trash one night at 11 o'clock. So you decide. You decide.
You know, we're happy. Each week we pay him $2,500 just to be able to mention.
It's a reverse sponsorship.
Yeah, reverse sponsorship, but it's beneficial to the cities of this world
And our fans.
and our fans.
Our 32 subscribers. So we're going to try to get this number up. Not quite sure how. But if you're out there and haven't subscribed, give us a subscribe. We'd appreciate it. And we will catch you next time on the Trail Whispers podcast.
Have a great night.
Peace, everybody.
Love you guys.